Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my J Bird. This remembering 1976 and 1977. First learned how to play chess, created my opening, my theory, and I play the same way today. Short, long lived back then, and but I'm bringing you all my theory and my games to you, so you can. And I'm trying to tell you and explain to it the best I can, and broaden the theory of what it really you're supposed to be doing. And I take notice now they're really starting to do it online. They're finally, one grandmaster did it for real. Look, basic, just enough, but in another variation though. But in another variation, I'm not saying it was exactly, but he still went into my knight's bird. He still moved them pieces around the back, and he still, all right, we get it. He still moved the pieces around the back, and then h3, g4. You know it. You see it in my games. You understand from there on out. But anyway, this is this new opening. One square night bird now. Let's get to it. Let me explain it. I'm in black, and it's called One Square Night Bird. Night Bird, Donna's Bird, to bot 1200, game 46. No errors, no assistance, no help of any kind to beat it. And let me try to shed some more light on this deep down theory. I have more to show you. It goes e4, d6, d4, d7. In my past videos you've seen, I said the knight over the queen. But now, I didn't know what it was going to be or what it was, but I knew, here again, we're going back to 77 in a way when I figured something out and knew it was great and was just playing and things would just happen. But now I'm older and I do know, and I just, there's still so much to do with my theory. It's unbelievable. And I did perform something like this in my other games, but now I know what it is. You see, it's like I knew and I didn't know, just like I did back then. I knew it was great, but I didn't know. But now I do know. And now some of the theory in the opening, now I do know. And right now, this is the beginning of one square night bird. After d7, h4, g6, b5, h6, h2, g7, f3. I threaten a6, he takes d7, I take d7, and there's your one square night bird. Oh, he gave me what I wanted. Perfect. And this is what it looks like. Now, the rest of the continuation moves, and there's other variations because sometimes they push, sometimes it's, and I have it. It's all done. And guess what? It goes up to 2,900. I have it. I have a nice series with you, but it's with the arrows. I have a mini series right now I'm going to show you. Just like that game, game 43 with the 2,500, this is what it looked like. But he opened different, and I beat that one. That was on game 43, and remembering 76 and 77. But let's go on. After that, d3, e6. Now I just do my typical. Put that there, because I want to move the knight back out. He ain't going to castle. e6, c4, e7, into the knight's bird since 1977. a3. This is another just variation of a variation in a theory, in a shorter pawn spread here. But this is what I'm trying to say. Soon, with this other variations that I have coming up, is going to show you how short you can play a game and how deep it can really be. After a3, c8, d2, and the knight's corner table, a7, c1. Well, we know he's not castling all. e7, into the Donna's bird since 1977. e3, I castle this way. Because once he moved that rook and then knew he wasn't going to castle, I'm going this way. He goes d5, h5. I'm passing. I'm not going to open that up. H5. You know I'm passing G5. No, this all looks good. I don't see no threats here. I don't see nothing. Why? I'm not going to start something I don't know. After G5, takes A7, takes A7, E3, B6, F1, A8, B1. Now I want to bust it open. This is good. I want to bust it open. His king wants to stay here. We bust it open. F5, F3, F4. He was hoping I'd take it, then his queen would take. I'm not doing that. You'd say, yeah, we'll open it up. No. See, you got to keep this certain kind of thinking going still, because there's so much more in making. Maybe somebody would say this would be the better move, and this is the inaccuracy, but no, it's not. After F4, E2, G4. Now, I know you seen further, but I'm doing it regardless, if not anyway. So he'd had to have his stuff act together before any of it. Anyway, so after G4, D3, F3, G3, he didn't want to take it. I guess because if he took it, my rook goes here, threatening, yada, yada, yada. After G3, I take G2, he takes G2, F3, C2, F8, he goes D2, I just back it up, F4, B4, bishop up, you see what's going to happen, F6, you see, I like playing like this, you see, still even like this, I want to be able to play my pieces around and do things, you know what I mean, this is the whole point. After F6, F5, takes F5, takes F5, H4, C5, push up, G3, E2, takes F2, takes F2, takes F2, F6, he goes bonkers. He just goes bonkers. After F6, takes F6, B5, B5 takes B6, takes B6, G6, of course I'm trading, takes G6, takes G6, G5, H1, takes. Well, guess what? If he takes this, I walk in, queen. If he takes it with a rook, I get his rook. I lose the bishop, but I get his rook. What's he going to do? F1, E1. Now you don't stress yourself out. You just go like that. He's got nothing. 3-1, A3, G7, D1, G6, E2, H5, H1, H8, H4, G5, H1, H4. Takes E1, takes E1. There's nothing he has. Takes E1, H3, F1, H2, E2, F3, D3. And I don't go in right away. Check it out. Go H3, C2, E4, B2, takes D5, C2, C4. Yep, you got to think like this no matter what, even at the end. You're playing a great player, and you have him. No sense rushing it. Just go around, take the other pieces, make it till it's like he's sick and tired of this, the way it's going and the way it's looking and the way you're playing. He's just going to say, that's it. I ain't going through this. After C4, D1. Now take the queen. E2, G2, E1, and that's game. Yeah, you know, I can't stress it enough and show you enough until you actually get in these situations where you're supposed to play. Like that game I saw today online. Oh, I left a good comment. He did it. He did it, man. He did it. He just don't realize how much he's really got. I know he thinks it's stupid, but this is great. And still, I know there's a lot more to this yet. See, with the whole idea with the knight's bird, you know, this pawn, the end. But I wanted to push this, not even using, this is just a dummy fianchetto over here. Instead, I go that way. Maybe before I fianchettoed earlier, but this is just a dummy fianchetto. I don't even intend to use it for anything else, but just help me here defend everything. That's it. It had no other reason for it. And I just wanted to push the bishop away so I can finish doing what I wanted to do. But he takes, and I get what I want anyway. 1 square knight bird right here. Because it's usually the knight and the bishop here, but we performed the knight and the bishop here in 1 square. And now I go into the knight bird too, on top of that. And I know what already in my head, I know he can't castle that way, so he's probably going to castle that way, so. And then he did. I drove the knight, all right, fine. Then I castled this way. I don't have a problem with that. Nope, I'm going to pass. Nope, I'll pass. The game went like this. Now this is 1200, but I got a couple. I got a 1500 and 1800 for you. The game went like this. I mean, I had to look at it a little bit. I had to think a little bit, and even when this 1200, I mean, this is, you know what I mean, one wrong move and you really lose the game. This is the way chess is, too. I mean, just to think in here and how to just finish off an endgame. Now I do it with tempo, you see. I didn't even wait it for the tempo. And there you have it. Thanks for stopping by, and we're going to have some more. Remember, in 76 and the 77.